You're listening to a DM podcast.
We would like to acknowledge and give thanks to the traditional owners of the land we record this podcast on, the Yagara and Turrbal people,
and their continued connection to the land and waterways on which we meet. Hello and welcome to Summer Sportish. Georgie, it's January. We are relaxed. We are chilling out. And we are, as always, talking about life through the lens of sport.
Yes. And I'm currently on holidays somewhere off the coast of Queensland, a little place called Stradbroke Island.
For any Australians who have not heard of Stradbroke Island, what do you love about the place?
Oh, my God. I'm obsessed with this place, and all my friends are probably so sick of hearing me talk about it because it is literally where my family always has gone for their summer holidays. And so I have such a positive connection to it because it's just always been where we go to relax, where we learn to surf, where we eat ice creams on the beach. And it's just this little piece of untouched paradise. So it's not built up like a Gold Coast or a Noosa or even like a Mooloolaba. It's
because it's a little bit harder to get to because it's a barge.
You got to catch a barge. There's a whole rigmarole to get there. But that's kind of the magic of the place, because then you get there and you're literally on an island, and it just, I feel like you just drop down a level of stress.
And it's like eat, beach, sleep, repeat.
Oh, every day, to the point where some afternoons we're like, maybe we shouldn't go to the beach. No, let's go.
We've got to go.
We go to the beach. Like just this absolute paradise where the water is so blue and so clear, and you do the gorge walk. And for people who go to Straddy, they know the gorge walk, and you will see manta rays, turtles, sharks, dolphins. You see all of it.
All the things.
And just have a lovely ice cream while you do it.
Oh, that does sound lovely.
Summer paradise.
Yes.
That's where I am at the moment.
Amazing. And today we have a lovely listener question. So as always, Sporties, if you have any questions or topics that we should cover or you'd like us to cover, please send them through. But we have this from listener Sam, who has said, there is such a push for kids to do many different sports, especially in some schools. They see this as being part of the community and school spirit. Not saying this is a bad thing. However, some kids feel lesser if they do only one or two sports. However, do music, choir, an instrument, a language, art or drama and speech and the like. My argument is sometimes being well-rounded provides more opportunities or provides that break from competitive sport. For example, Kate Campbell recently started learning the piano. I believe she was looking for an interest outside of swimming. Just something I thought you both might want to explore. My daughter is a swimmer, yet has been learning French since age 5, learnt the piano and now has taken up flute and does art club at school. She's still exploring her strengths without being wedded to only one interest. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I have so many.
Tell me your thoughts, Georgie.
Sports. Well, I mean, I think it's really important to preface this whole conversation with the idea that you and I are very much about sport.
We're sport leaning.
Yeah, we are sport inclined because we both experience the benefits. We love it intrinsically and we still do it now as grown-ups.
We want kids to keep playing sport forever.
And I think that's actually a really interesting point. Like, how do we get kids to keep playing through to being adults?
Yes.
And how do we make sure they don't burn out and lose interest? So I think it's a really valid question. I think 1 or 2 sports a term is great. Whether they're the same sports or different sports, that's obviously up to families. But that's really reasonable. And actually growing up, I feel like that would have been the norm back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, it's interesting thinking back for me because it was very much the idea around seasonal sports. So swimming, it was in summer, athletics was in winter. You know, I tried lots of different sports growing up. I tried rowing and touch football and tennis and gymnastics.
We heard about what happened with rowing.
It was not for me.
No.
But I like that idea that, as you said, like 1 or 2 sports a season, I think is, you know, obviously within financial reason.
Well, and I think that's a really interesting point as well. None of these sports are cheap. This is a really playing sport nowadays is a really expensive pursuit, unfortunately. It's great when different states hand out different vouchers for kids participating, and that's so important. But depending on the sport you play, families
Super
are up
expensive
for a lot of money.
And often sports these days are year round.
Yeah.
So they don't allow you that time to try different things. So I love that this Sporty, her child is a swimmer, obviously. Not going to lie.
Unexpected plot twist.
I know.
Libby's
excited. But what I think is really, really important is that if we are looking for the long term, which is what we are about, right? We want kids playing sport forever. And one of the ways of doing that is by diversity. Diversity of experiences, trying loads of different things. You know, they may work out that maybe competitive swimming isn't for them, but they love going for nature walks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might work out that, you know, netball isn't what they want to play, but they love speech and drama and dancing and performing. So it's about exposing our kids to as many things as possible and then hopefully keeping all of those things in some way, shape or form into the future. Like that I think is the ideal.
Yeah. I was really interested by the idea of this woman's daughter feeling pressure and feeling
Less
judged.
than?
Yeah. And I think that's actually a really interesting thing. I think it's great. There's obviously a line of communication between the parent and the child that conversation is happening. And I think that's really important. It's something that we are talking about a bit in our household at the moment as we sort of come to terms with the sports we like and that we're really passionate about and enjoy for one of my kids. But the fact that then puts her in a different direction from her really close mates.
Can I ask what the sport is?
Swimming.
Okay.
So one of my kids, great swimmer, but she's not particularly into it.
Yep.
But she's really conflicted because all of her really close mates are
into swimming.
Swimming. And that has been
Do you want me to talk to her?
How did she make this about you?
Georgie, it's my skill set.
So she really enjoys it, but she's got this internal tension where she's like, I really enjoy it. I really love that my friends are doing it, but I don't really want to do it.
Yeah, but it's not her favorite thing.
Yeah. And she's developing the language to say, I don't want to do it.
I enjoy it, but it's not my thing.
And it hasn't been easy. Like we've had to we've enrolled in things and then at the last minute we've pulled out and I've been like, what's going on here? We've really had to unpack and work hard about what is going on and why we're having these moments of wanting to be involved but not. And it's this tension that she's identified that she wants to do it and she wants to keep up, but she doesn't actually like the sport that much.
Yes. Well, and that's what my oldest daughter Poppy experienced with netball.
Yeah.
She loves being with her friends.
Yeah.
Enjoys kind of the Saturday mornings, but it's not really
loves her coach, obviously.
Obviously loves her coach. The coach
amazing.
Was it for her. She's like, I don't want to let Auntie Georgie down. Not that she would, but
yeah.
But like it's not really her thing.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really love doing it, but she likes hanging out with her friends.
But so to me, some of that is good. Like it's good because it's putting you, and we spoke about this the other day, it's getting you outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
It's getting you outside the things that you just,
aren't comfortable with.
Yeah, like you do need to put yourselves in situations where you are really tested.
Yes.
But there does come a point where you're like, if I have to pick and choose, I'm not going to choose that.
Totally. But you can only know that once you've done it.
Yeah. So there's a whole lot of research. I'm gonna get down to research.
Get it,
now.
Georgie.
As I think I've spoken about it on the pod before, but I am just so obsessed at the moment with this book called Range by David Epstein.
She literally quotes it all of the time.
I've got like highlighted through the whole bloody thing. But I love it as well because it contains so much research. And I think that's, so important that, it's not just how we feel about sport. There's some evidence.
It's not just an opinion.
It's just not opinion, guys. Sometimes we bring facts to the table too. But I thought this was really interesting. This was one scientist who said we maximize match quality, and that's not sporting match, that's like connection match sort of thing. We maximize match quality throughout life by sampling activities, social groups, contexts, jobs, careers, and then reflecting and adjusting on our personal narratives. So it's so important to be out there sampling, trying, putting yourselves in different social situations, different sporting situations, different groups, different contexts, so that you can reflect and refine on what it is that you like.
Yes. I mean, I've always kind of said that anecdotally is like you have to work out what you don't want to do to work out what you do want to do.
Yeah.
And that helps, again, form that narrative around where you want to go. But that's why, like, especially with people like us who are very sport inclined.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy. I don't know about so much for you, Georgie, but for me, it's so easy to be like, oh, stuff, instruments and art.
Yeah.
Languages.
Culture.
So it's really important for me to get out of my comfort zone and take my kids to the Museum of Modern Art. And
so fancy. Look at you.
I know. I hate it. My kids love it. And it's been really important for me to get out of my comfort zone and expose them to instruments. You know, I have my middle girl who wants to bloody play every instrument under the sun, and I have to kind of wheel her back from that. She wants to do piano and flute and drums.
So expensive now.
I know. And then singing lessons. And I'm like, okay. But I feel really passionately that kids are exposed to lots of different things because you don't know what the future looks like in terms of work.
Yeah.
And what I keep telling them is that there are so many jobs available, many of which don't exist yet.
Yeah.
And there's going to be really niche markets, you know, I mean, just talking specifically about movies, like, because the kids are right into movies. And I'm like, there are so many jobs. Like, you can be a creative director, you can be a casting director, you can create sets, you can do costumes, you can do music.
But similarly, on a movie set, you can be an assistant director and you're like organizing the whole thing.
Correct.
You're like an incredible logistics and operational manager.
Yeah, you can be the actor or the actress. You can be, there are so many levels to that creative process.
Yeah.
And it's the same with sport. You know, we talk about that all the time.
Oh my God. And
like you can be an elite athlete, yes, but you can be a sports scientist, but you can be a physiotherapist. Like there are so many things in so many industries.
Yeah, totally.
So I think we do need to expose our kids to as much as we can within financial reason and within time constraints and life constraints and all of those sorts of things. But yeah, I don't love that the idea that this child is being made to feel less than if they're only doing one or two sports.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting to
because clearly she's very well-rounded.
But where is that coming from? Really?
True.
Like, is that an internally generated question, or is that her perception? And kids will obviously, you know, perceive things differently, or is it an actual judgment? And I think
and a lot of our stuff is internal.
Yeah, right. Totally.
Like, because then you start comparing your childhood to your child's childhood and like expectations of what it should be or what it should look like. Yeah, it's really interesting. And I think that's a really important point, is that we need to understand whether that's an external pressure or an internal pressure.
Yeah. Because I think, if anything, and this particularly comes with kids who get involved in lots of different things, the coaches are going to try and draw you in because
that's their job.
they want you to be involved. They're like magnets. They want you to be on teams. So I think, as we always say, it's good to have some variety.
Yes.
It's good to not be solely focused on just one thing. And I think it's really important to point out that even though you were, I can't say you are an Olympic swimmer.
Thank you.
Always an Olympian.
Always an Olympian, Georgie.
As part of that journey, you also did gymnastics. You went into diving. Like,
I didn't specialize or solely focus on my swimming until I was 17.
And I think that's just
my final year at school.
I mean, I feel like we say it a lot. We cannot say it enough.
Yeah.
That you don't have to specialize, and it's important to do a variety of things, you know, where sport is one of them.
Yes, exactly. I love this question. I think it's prompted some really interesting ideas.
Well, now I'm going to go find more research too.
Love it. Please just layer it on. Give me more, Georgie. As always, thank you so much for listening. We hope you're having a lovely summer holiday and it's not too exhausting. Either managing work and children on holidays or just managing children on holidays. It's tiring.
You'll get there.
We're almost there. We're almost back at school.
And then we'll all be like, oh my gosh, why are we driving to so many sports practices?
Yes, exactly. Swings and roundabouts.
It's very up and down. It's hard to follow. We understand.
But if you have any other questions, please let us know. Otherwise, we will be back in your ears sometime in the next week or so.
In the near future. Please follow us on socials to figure out when that is.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.